Hey everybody, this is your girl Hope Brown, the tax-minded bookkeeper, and I'm coming fresh off of my session with the Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce today members, and we were doing week 2 of our QuickBooks for service-based business owners. All right, for those of you who don't know, we started a session last week, which is going to be a 4-week series where for service-based business owners, you could be someone who's not familiar with QuickBooks, who is just, trying to find out like if QuickBooks might be the tool for you, just want to become more familiar with it. You could also be someone who's a little bit more advanced in your QuickBooks journey. Maybe you're outsourcing your bookkeeping, but you just for yourself want to know your numbers better. All right. If you're one of those type of business owners, this course could definitely be a benefit to you. All right. But coming off today's session, we talked about chart of accounts today. All right. The whole thing with this session is, like I said, it's fundamental. I want to kind of ease people into QuickBooks. But when you think of the chart of accounts, think about it this way. If you're building a home, okay, you're building a house, the foundation is super important. All right. If you got a messed up foundation, you're going to have problems with that home in the future. But think about with the chart of accounts being the same thing in QuickBooks. It's a very organized way or list of different account categories that you can use in QuickBooks to categorize your financial transactions to make sense of them. All right. We went through the different types of charts of accounts today for new business owners so that they can start to become familiar with them. We map those back into like which reports, the financial reports that they're going to be actually appearing on once they create those different types of chart of accounts, such as the profit and loss statement. It could be the balance statement. We're actually going to be doing a more in-depth session with the Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce in the fall session. So we'll be talking more about looking at those reports, more of a deeper dive. But today we talked about how to create the chart of accounts, how it works in conjunction with the transactions that are coming in the bank fee. I mean, all of those things just to give people a foundation understanding of how those charts of accounts work. All right. So if you missed it, again, you missed it. All right. But the good news is that we have 2 more sessions. So we're going to be talking next week. It's going to be next Wednesday, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. I'll put the information in the description. But you want to join that. We'll be going over invoicing, adding services to QuickBooks, and actually showing you how you can be billing your customers from QuickBooks, how to set that up correctly, and a little bit more on the bank fee. All right. I want to get back to feedback from today's session. It was really good engagement from the members. So thank you guys for that because I feed off of your energy. So kudos to that. But the kind of questions that they were asking, they're thinking ahead. All right. And the things that you want to be thinking ahead of too. We're moving into the last part of the year, guys. So some of the questions that were coming up were things like, okay, we want to get more into these financial reports and do more analysis. And as I mentioned, we're going to be covering more of that in future sessions between now and the end of the year. So definitely make sure you stay connected and follow us if that's the kind of stuff that you want to look for. Something else that we were able to briefly go into, there was a question about how this maps back to the tax preparation. So we pulled up like the Schedule C and kind of mapped some of those categories back and forth. And for those of you who don't know, the Schedule C is the form that is included for sole proprietors and single member LLCs into their tax return where you guys are going to be reporting. So man, this thing is like layers, but definitely good feedback. And that was really enjoyable to see. So anyway, I always get that question, Hope, when are you going to do a QuickBooks session? So I'm doing this introductory one now. Hopefully you can join us for one of the remaining 2. Would love to see you. And again, we'll put the registration information below up there. It'll be with the post. All right. Hope to see you in one of those classes. And again, I want to do a shout out to the Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce just for partnering with us to be able to provide this information to their members, helping to support their growth, helping to have them have an understanding of strong financial concepts. And this is Hope signing off, the tax-minded bookkeeper, and I will see you guys on the inside. All right, peace.